The man who woke up speaking a different language. Could you possibly imagine going to sleep as one person and waking up sounding like someone else entirely? Not because you decided to learn a new language, not because you moved to another country, but because something happened inside your brain while you slept. It sounds impossible, yet there have been real cases that left doctors, linguists, and neurologists searching for answers. One of the most famous involved a man who woke up speaking in a way that made even his own family think something was terribly wrong. For most of his life, he spoke normally. His friends understood him. His family recognized his voice instantly. Nothing about the way he spoke seemed unusual. Then one day, everything changed. After suffering a serious medical event, he lost consciousness and was rushed to the hospital. When he eventually woke up, doctors expected confusion, fatigue, and a long recovery. What they didn't expect was the way he spoke. The moment he began talking, people noticed something strange. His words sounded different. His pronunciation had changed. His speech patterns no longer matched the way he had spoken his entire life. To those around him, it sounded as though he had suddenly acquired a foreign accent. Some listeners believed he sounded French. Others thought he sounded German. A few insisted he sounded Scandinavian. The strange part was that he wasn't from any of those places. He had never lived there. He had never spent years studying those languages. Yet everyone agreed that his voice no longer sounded like his own. His family was stunned. Imagine hearing someone you have known for decades suddenly, speaking in a voice that sounds like it belongs to a stranger. The words are familiar. The personality is the same, but the sound is completely different. Doctors began investigating. At first, some people assumed it was psychological. Others wondered if he was somehow faking it, but medical scans revealed that something real had happened. The event had affected areas of the brain responsible for speech. Although he still knew the same words and understood language normally, the tiny movements required to produce speech had changed. The tongue moved differently. The lips formed sounds differently. The rhythm of speech shifted. Together, those subtle changes created the illusion of a foreign accent. The condition became known as foreign accent syndrome. It is one of the rarest neurological conditions ever recorded. Since it was first documented more than a century ago, only a small number of cases have been identified worldwide. What makes the syndrome so fascinating is that people affected by it often don't hear the same changes that everyone else hears. To them, they may sound almost normal, but to family, friends, and strangers, they can seem as though they have suddenly become citizens of another country overnight. In some cases, the effects are temporary. In others, they can last for years. For many patients, the condition creates unexpected challenges. People assume they are foreigners. Some are asked where they are from. Others find themselves repeatedly explaining that they were born and raised in the same place they have always lived. Imagine introducing yourself every day and having people doubt where you come from simply because of the way you sound. The phenomenon has fascinated scientists for decades because it reveals just how delicate human speech really is. Most people never think about the hundreds of tiny muscle movements required to produce a single sentence. The brain coordinates them automatically, but when those systems are disrupted, even slightly, the results can be extraordinary. A person can retain their memories. Their personality remains unchanged. Their intelligence stays intact. Yet their voice can become almost unrecognizable. Today, neurologists continue studying these rare cases in hopes of better understanding how the brain controls speech. Each case offers another glimpse into one of the most complex systems in the human body. For the patients who experience it, however, the mystery is far more personal. One day they speak exactly as they always have. The next day, the world hears someone completely different. And that is why the story of the man who woke up, speaking a different language, or at least sounding as though he did, remains one of the strangest medical mysteries ever recorded. A reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary changes can happen overnight, hidden deep within the human brain.